Welcome into Talking Racing with Mike Ray. I'm Dave Richmond, the co-host and producer. And ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show. Let's put the spotlight on him. Well, under the lights tonight as we get ready for a big show out in California. They're working on that right now, the Clash at the Coliseum. Ladies and gentlemen, the nicest man in all of racing, my dear friend Mike Ray. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Dave. How are you, my friend, man? So good to see you and so glad that we're able to do another show, man. I know that you've had your hands full in Eastern North Carolina, and I've had a lot going on up here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And yeah, like you said, got the big show going on tonight from LA, the Clash at the Coliseum. Heat races running as we speak. A lot of beating and banging going on out there. Our old boss, Mike Stoddard from Accent Imaging,
Oh,
want to
yeah.
give he and his wife, Christy, a shout out. They left today on a big boat going out on a cruise, but he was out yesterday and checking it out, and the track looks really great. He called it a Wake County Speedway on steroids.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good show in LA a little later on this evening, and they're setting the lineups now, running heat races out there.
I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, Mike, this is our very first live stream we've done for your show. Our show is 4 years old for people that are joining us for the first time. So it's live right now on your Facebook page. And we want to invite everybody to go over to something brand new we promised for 2023. And we delivered things to our good friend, Bubba Rosenbaum. You know, Bubba loves to be behind the scenes. So I invited him on tonight, but he has other commitments, by the way. But he did set up our YouTube channel. So every single show, Mike, will automatically be archived on Facebook and YouTube for our fans. And of course, if you listen to us on our traditional podcast, you'll always be able to get that. We'll work on that too. But very exciting times. You know, I was telling you when we made this announcement, it's kind of like, I don't remember black and white television as far as way, way back in the day. But when those shows went from black and white to color, it's kind of like that because our sound is going to be better and everybody will be able to see. My face is more for radio, but I'm not going to speak for you, but mine is. So, but we're very excited to have your show finally on Facebook and YouTube as far as live streaming.
I've always had a face for radio, Dave. Love radio, love TV, love doing this show with you, man. Tonight is episode number 174, TV episode number 2. And yeah, everybody like us on Facebook, Talking Racing with Mike Ray. Like us on YouTube. You know, we were laughing before we came on the air. We need to get to our subscriber rate higher on YouTube.
Brand new.
So you know, we'll just continue to grow by taking baby steps like we always have, Dave, and continue to report and enjoy ourselves and have a great time doing this show. Might as well kick things off.
All right.
Now, I've got 3 weeks worth of notes. So going back to East Bay, night number 1, the V8 Warriors, Nick Bonney, the mini sprints, Bruce Comer, micro sprints, Will Garris, Top Gun sprints, Steve Diamond, Gladiator was Troy DeHerben, Volusia, Devin Moran won 10 grand at Volusia. Donnie Moran won night number 2. It rained down there. I want to thank both Margaret Day Moss and Terry Battle for reporting. Man, we've had people sending us in reports from all over. Carson Hillslip won at Graveyard Speedway in go-karts. He's doing a little bit of racing, and all those guys have headed down to the Winter Nationals now down in Florida. All the Bando and Legend drivers have headed down that way. Minnie Tyrell, got to give a shout out to Minnie. He has built a children's dream racer for the kids that are in the hospitals. And it's like a simulator where you're sick in the hospital, you can get out of your hospital bed and go sit in a race car and drive and have fun. So shout out to Minnie Tyrell. Back to the roots of auto racing, the Daytona Original First Turn, that restaurant just opened up this week. So they'll be doing a big thing down there March 18th, 2023 from 4 to 7. Eric Winslow, Midnight Performance. If you need anything for your late model stock car, Eric works out there with Peyton Sellers and HC and all that good group of guys out there in Danville. Go see Eric Winslow at Midnight Performance. Happy birthday belated to his mama, Sandra Fleming Winslow. As I mentioned before, the Wendell Scott Foundation, they're having their Hall of Fame night at the down in Charlotte at the Hall of Fame, February the 11th, coming up at 6 p.m. Good seats available down there. Raja Caruth and Daniel Dye are running for the Craftsman Truck Series Rookie of the Year this year in NASCAR. Wake County Speedway advertising opportunities, Dave. So call Charlie. Our good friend Mark Arson does so much for the track, but he told me that he just wants to stay behind the scenes. And to anybody that, if you've got any advertising questions, just call Charlie Hanson at the Speedway. Mike Darn Racing has got a hot rod for sale, 2021 Torp chassis for sale. The Grand National Superstock Series kicks off the 23 season 4/1. That's April the 1st. No fooling, April the 1st. This year at New River All-American Speedway in Jacksonville, New Smyrna is getting ready to kick off the big speed weeks down there. So when they're running at the big track at Daytona, they'll be running it to the little track at New Smyrna, February the 10th through the 19th. Great seats available at New Smyrna. Got to give a shout out to Dustin Mitchell. Charlie Stevenson's son-in-law is down at East Bay tonight practicing. He'll be running East Bay Raceway over on the West Coast in Tampa, Monday through Saturday, starting to tomorrow night. So a lot of stuff going on, Dave. A lot of stuff going on. I've lost your audio, my friend.
There, I was on mute. Want to let fans know that you can actually put your questions and comments in the chat on Facebook. We're broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, our very first one. So you put your questions and comments there, and we'll put those up. By the way, how about this? Our very first comment of our show on TV, Chris Cross McPhee said, "Good to see you guys." So thanks, man. Appreciate you very much for tuning in this evening. If you got some questions or comments for Mike, I know, Mike, you are the expert on everything, on life, NASCAR, music, mullets, whatever you want to put up there, then Mike will be able to answer, right, Mike?
If I don't know the answer, Dave, I try to surround myself with people smarter than myself. The crayons in the box, they aren't quite as sharp as they used to be, Dave. So, I surround myself with good people, and we'll find out all your answers. All joking aside, we'll find out the answers for you and see what we can come up with for you.
Sounds good. I appreciate all your hard work too behind the scenes. I know you work really hard on finding out what's going on for people that have not seen the show or listened to the show, rather. Then you work really hard to finding out all the results around and nationally and internationally. And we tell folks it's dirt, asphalt, it doesn't matter. And we talk about NASCAR and so much more, right, my friend?
Oh, we do. We try to cover it all, Dave. There's so much dirt that's been going on, both in Georgia and Florida. It was a little rainy to start the week down in Florida after Moran won, but now they've moved on to bigger and better things. Volusia's running big shows down there this weekend. East Bay is practicing tonight. As soon as we wrap the show up and everything, we'll be heading down there. And then, like I say, the big show this weekend, for people that have never been to a Winston Cup event, or a Cup show, I should say, this is a good show and a good market that they've gone into out in Los Angeles, California. And
I love it.
It's so good for the sport and good for the fans. NASCAR's had a presence out there for years and years and years. And got to give a shout out to Ken Clapp. He did so much for him out there. Bill France Jr. They played such a prominent role. Bill France Sr. They've always gone to California, and
Right.
it's just grown bigger and bigger and bigger. And now the market is expanding, and things have gotten really good out there on the West Coast. And saw some stuff this week on Facebook about bringing the Clash back over here to maybe Wilkesboro or the Rock. And I think that people sometimes they get nostalgic for these spots, and those that would be fine and dandy, Dave. But in February and early March, California's the place to be racing.
Oh yeah.
We used to run Riverside, California back in the day. We would start the season out there in January. If you look at Wilkesboro, Lord, it would be mighty cold to try to throw an event on up there. And then I've worked Rockingham, the
Yeah.
spring events there, and they can get mighty chilly as well. So NASCAR has done their homework, and things have really gotten strong, and no better place than to showcase the sport than Hollywood, California.
Yeah, I definitely want to get those tracks involved, but I agree with you. I think what we need to do with let's leave that event as is in California and build up some momentum for the season. And I think it's great. And I think when you're talking about obviously North Wilkesboro, which is right behind me, and we also have Rockingham, like you said, the Rock would be good for, I think, the not only the cars tour, but I think with the trucks, maybe Xfinity. Maybe down the line, if you see that you can add a race, like you said, maybe the All-Star race or something at the Rock. But for me personally, right now, keep the Clash at the Coliseum. I think that's where it needs to be. By the way, Mike, while we have a chance, let's give a shout out to Tony. What's up, Tony? How are you? He says, "What's up? What up?"
Oh yeah, Tony. Let me tell you, Cowboy, they are working on a sweet modified. They have got a gorgeous car for this year on the Smart Modified Tour. Tony helps Cowboy out on that thing, and Cowboy's sold his vintage car, the coach that he won so many feature races in up and down the East Coast, and they are going full time racing. Cowboy's 62 years old and
There you
can
go. He's
wheel
young.
a machine.
He's young,
So
right?
it's going to be a good show for them this year on the Smart Tour. They'll be cranking up before you know it, Dave. And speaking of the Rock, you know the Moonshine Trail kicked off there last week. The Gov flew down and they had a big get together at the Rock. Rockingham has been in touch with NASCAR, and they are working on putting something together for later on, if not this year, next year. Bringing NASCAR back into the fold at the Rock, and it'd be great, man. Be great for that that whole area down there, man. They could use the bump in the arm just like Wilkesboro.
We've
Uh,
got
it's going to be an economic blessing later on for them this year.
right. And by the way, Mike, I want to mention too. You know the old adage. This is what I've heard so many times from fans. Don't forget where you came from. And Kyle Barber, our good friend that's behind the scenes with us, and obviously in our sister podcast, The Sports Objective, he is going to start following NASCAR more because we're bringing back the race to North Wilkesboro. And then if you could do that for not only Rockingham, but that track out there at the fair, what is it, Nashville? I know they're working on, the Smith family's working on that, I believe. But there's a lot of great things happening. The Cars Tour, there's so many things that you can do in Rockingham. And to me, just like I'm hoping that my local track, not too far away, 12 miles that you worked for many, many years with UMS Hot Rod, East Carolina Speedway, we're hoping we can get that one back open in Robertsonville. It doesn't look promising now, but I want to give a shout out to all my friends in Martin County, and beyond. If there's somebody looking to promote a track, to own a track, then we'll find the right people to help you out if you get in touch with us. In fact, I'll give our email address, Mike, trmikeray@gmail.com. Mike and I check that email address. So it's again, trmikeray gmail.com. If you want to get on the show, if you want to get in touch with the right people, then we'll hook you up there. But I'd love to see that Speedway open. And Mike and I started the show to actually promote short track racing. You and I talked about in the fall of 2018, and I didn't know you had already done a show on the radio. And that makes perfect sense because you got a great personality and all the knowledge you have about racing. But we want to remind fans that are joining us for the first time to definitely check us out. And again, like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're building that up from brick by brick. Right, my friend?
Oh, yes, sir. It's a work in progress. We work on it each and every week, every weekday. More news.
Okay.
Willem Sawallich, he's got a truck ride for this year. There's so much stuff with that he's got going on with Toyota. They're working him on up into the system, Dave. He's just another one to look out for. Want to congratulate Andy J., winner of the Gamblers Classic. Kyle Larson won at Golden Isles, 12 grand. There's so many people that I'd like to give a shout out to. Hunter Morgan, the 2022 Tennessee state champion in bandos in the outlaw division. Hunter did so well this past year, and he keeps maturing and growing. All those guys at Redhead Racing, they've gone into trucks and late models. Still have a big bando program. They're on the way to Florida as we speak now. There's so much stuff going on. Billy Griffin Racing swept the GSX event down at Daytona in the 24 hours of Daytona. Spider-Man and Michael Shank Racing. Michael used to run out of Daytona Beach area and then moved that team to Indianapolis, Indiana. They picked up the big win last Sunday at Daytona at the big track in the 24 hours of Daytona. I want to give a shout out to them. Kaz Gralla, he's got a deal with Island Beer in the Xfinity Series ride. I wrote an article this past week. I want to give a shout out to Andrew Grady and ABC Hosiery and Mike Darn Racing.
Great.
They've been doing so well, and was able to talk to Andrew on Facebook a little bit, and they've got so many big plans this year, and they'll be kicking things off this coming weekend. Florence Motor Speedway in Timmonsville, South Carolina. They'll be running the Icebreaker down there, big late model stock car show down there this coming weekend. They'll have late model stock cars, trucks, bandos, mini stocks, late models, and legends. So go down there and support the Zacharias family. Steve has worked mighty hard down there, changing everything over from Myrtle Beach when we lost Myrtle Beach over to Florence Motor Speedway in Timmonsville, South Carolina. Got it from Robert Powell, and they've he and his whole family have worked extremely hard putting that all together. So want to give them a shout out. You know, Dave, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. Got the heat races are still going on at from LA right now. I'm watching them on TV here. No telling who that is calling me. Probably a spam call, Dave. As many spam calls as I get over the phone. We'll just let that thing ring on, buddy, because I don't know. They are. I don't know how they get your name and number, Dave. I noticed that I sent a note to Zuckerberg this evening that somebody has gotten in on the one of the Facebook pages for the drivers and fans of Southern National Motorsports Park, and are flooding that with a bunch of spam that I was trying to get off of there, but I just don't have the knowledge. So that's why I'm so blessed to work with somebody like Mark Arson at Wake County Speedway that knows all the high tech ins and outs of these computer things.
He's awesome, dear friend of mine, and he helped me get a job in Raleigh there at first at I should say Curtis Media at WPTF in Raleigh. Give a shout out to Mark, and we'll have him on. We've had him on the show before, and I'm sure he'll come on. And he loves this kind of stuff of what we're doing with streaming, and so appreciate him. In fact, here's a fun fact for you. I don't know that it really matters, but he's the one that came up with a name for the Sports Objective, our sister show. And you came up with a name, Talking Racing, with obviously with Mike Ray, but Mark Arson's the one that gave us our name. In fact, March 1st, we're celebrating our 5th anniversary doing the podcast. We were doing 4 years with you and soon to be 5 with that show with the fellas, a lot of ECU, a lot of sports. We can even do NASCAR with you on there sometime, but we have a lot of fun with that show. So check that out if you get the opportunity. Mike, with racing, just want to get your thoughts. By the way, I'll come back to that. I want to tell the fans, saw it this morning. I've almost finished it, but Freevee is a free, like it says, it's basically free TV. That it used to be the IMDb channel on Amazon, but if you have one of the streaming devices like a Roku or a Fire Stick, check out Freevee, and they have an awesome documentary on guess who, Mike?
I have no idea, Dave.
One
I
of the
would
guys.
say you.
No, it's not me or the guy behind you in the 20 car, but on Kyle Busch. And guess what the name of it is? Perfectly titled.
Winner.
Rowdy.
Rowdy. You can't beat it.
Yeah, but if you get a chance, check it out. I believe you have a Roku, or don't you have a Roku?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got that button on the thing, and
yeah, check out Freevee. Freevee is awesome. It's got a lot of our. Hey, by the way, it's got a lot of. I'll get back to racing in just a second. You and I, Mike and I, love old TV shows, and guess what it has up there? Charlie's Angels.
I have been watching Charlie's Angels.
I'm sorry, that's on the Roku.
On MeTV. Yeah. That is a really good show. Now, Dave, a newer show that I just stumbled across this weekend and have been binge watching. I think it's Psychic or something like that on the Hallmark Channel. I've thoroughly enjoyed that show. That show was a hoot. It's some kind of detective show. Comes on after Monk. Okay. So I had been watching a little Monk and stumbled across it and really enjoying that too. Want to tell everybody to follow us, Dave. Like us on Facebook, Talking Racing with Mike Ray. You can get in touch with us, TR Mike Ray 1 on Twitter. We're on Spotify, Geo Savant, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Google Podcast, TuneIn, Player FM, Radio Public, Castbox, iHeart, Apple, Podchasers, Deezer, Amazon, Radio.com, Loud Notes. Want to thank Chris Coss and McPhee and Tony Bridgers and everybody writing in on the show tonight. I just want to thank everybody for all the love and support that we have each and every week, Dave. And I know that we are both going through different life issues right now and everything, but me and you always get it together and always come on the air and always have a great show and great fun when we do, my friend.
That's right. We got about 5 more minutes left of the show, and we'll go ahead and do the Dave's mailbag. If you don't know what that is, you can actually ask a question. Just email your question to trmikeray@gmail.com, and Mike will do his best to answer it. I'm sure he'll have that. trmikeray@gmail.com, and do that. If maybe you want to be on the show, again, trmikeray@gmail.com. And now that we're streaming live, we told you we're going to have not only our YouTube channel, but more guests on, and maybe the folks from North Wilkesboro, we'll try to have them on, by the way. Mike, I just checked. I'm going to ask you a question about North Wilkesboro, but just checked because you and I have got the road trek. I'm working really hard on it, my friend. We're going to get it inspected this week, and we've got to get this. I will tell this story real quick. The road trek is like a conversion van where Mike and I can sleep in it. If we can do the camping in May, it should be all right. But look, check this out. I just checked for tickets on the secondary market, As you know, their course are going to be sold out, being North Wilkesboro, and they haven't done NASCAR since 1996. And you know how much I love that if you listen to the show over the years. But guess how much? Here's my first question for you. What do you think the All-Star tickets are going for right now? Do you have any idea?
Dave, I have no idea, but I am going to take a guess.
Okay.
I'm going to say $485.
Well, you're a good guy, but you're way too generous as far as that. This is the cheapest one I'm seeing, Mike, is $829. How about that? And the most expensive I'm seeing, it goes from $829 all the way up to $2,070. So if you're looking to get a ticket and I would not get a personal loan, but it looks like you're going to have to get a rich uncle, a personal loan. It's the secondary market is not looking. I knew they would be expensive. I just didn't know it would be that much, my friend.
Dave, tomorrow night's Pick Six is paying $700 million if someone can get all six. So, and you know, I'll have to get a little bit of $2 action on that, my friend.
Oh, yeah,
I'll have to be in the game tomorrow night.
yeah.
Being a Mondo.
We'll prove our studios, right? If we can get the 7.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We'll upgrade a little bit. We'll go to that big building downtown Raleigh that's got the green lights on it, and they light it up every night. Yeah, we'll go downtown.
That sounds good. In fact, I want to remind fans to you can, again, he talked about liking Facebook. Let me ask you a question too. We've talked about it before, but we're talking about North Wilkesboro. What is your favorite memories of North Wilkesboro? Maybe there's a race, drivers, any kind of maybe some extracurricular activities that we don't know about. Maybe a famous incident that happened at North Wilkesboro.
Well, the best thing that ever happened to me as far as short track racing in North Wilkesboro, I was able to attend an event. I worked with a really, really good guy, the manager of Rose's department store up in Danville, Virginia. He was as big a race fan as I was. Well, see, Dave, I was so young at the time that I didn't even have a driver's license.
Wow.
But they always invited me. And John Thompson, just a good guy. And he took me to Wilkesboro, so I got to go up there and enjoy that excitement with the way the front stretch goes down and the back stretch goes up, difference in the elevation and everything. And it was so good. And then I took a trip with a few years back with Miss Hot Rod when her health was still good and she could travel. And you went right by the speedway on I believe it was 421 we were on. I can't remember the exact highway, but one of the grandstands almost came out over the highway right there. So just a lot of great memories from North Wilkesboro. Wilkes County, Junior Johnson. I mean, everything centered around Junior, and everything that he had going up there in Eagle Hollow. I mean, what a man, and what a career, and Lord have mercy. Yeah, made great memories in NASCAR for decades and decades, and met a lot of good people up there. A lot of good people, Dave.
No doubt. And by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're going to try to, in the springtime, have some T-shirts for you that we can, if you ask a question, we'll give you one, trmikeray@gmail.com. We'll have different promotions we're going to be doing this year. Thanks to Mike. He's the best. And there we have all the information. If you're looking on the screen about how you can go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there, like our Facebook page at trmikeray1 is how you can follow us on Twitter. Instagram, you can follow us at trmikeray. And I'm sure we'll have TikTok for you. Know it. I'll add that to the list to get us a TikTok account where we can have different videos and stuff we put up. But we're going to be working hard on our social media and all that kind of stuff. But Mike, what a pleasure, man. This is a new era for us as we're at the 30-minute mark. I just want to, first of all, thank you so much for letting me be a part of the journey. Just over 4 years. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, email us again, folks. trmikeray@gmail.com. Do you have anything, brother? before we go?
Dave, just thank you all. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Kyle. Thank yourself. There's no way that I could pull this off for myself because I don't know what I'm doing, my friend. I just
Yes,
love
sir.
racing. I've always loved racing, the history of the sport, and until next show, episode 175. Until we see each other again, thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you at the racetrack.